Good day, ma'am. I am Marlo Banuag, Bshm 2B. So today we discuss or we tackled in chapter 10, which is organizations for sales and advertising. So first, we discussed the sales, why sales are important. So sales are said to be a lifeblood in a business, and also it is certainly with a sales, which means that in order to a company could not continue in a business very long. So, which is the only way by a business can sustain itself year by year is by making sales and collecting money from these sales. Selling does not mean that merely taking orders. It means that digging up and possible the users of products and service and pursuing to them and buy it. So next is the importance of selling or the sales department is manifested during the period of depressed business conditions. So when it is difficult to get orders or to find buyer of your product or service, so when business drops off due to decline of the sales, closes of factories, workers laid off and until the business gets better. And also, sales and marketing. Sales is a department of enterprises, but it is not manifestations of bigger business functions of on the marketing. It is very offense that sales and marketing are used in interchangeables. So next, we defined marketing. Marketing has defined as a business activities involve the flow of goods and also the service from the point of production, the point of consumption. It is a part of functions and also marketing to take a good and from the producer to perform the necessary functions to make a enable to them to and available to the customer when you want them and also where you want to them and in quantities he want to them. So also marketing has been a develop of a demand of goods and also then to find the good which is justified in the business demand. Next we proceed to marketing function. Marketing function is a market in industrial, commercial, consumer goods. A certain acceptable tasks must be performed. So these tasks are called marketing function. These functions are first buying, selling, transportation, storage, standardization, finance, risk taking, and providing market information. So first is buying. Buying is involved the selections of kind of goods to be brought and also the determinations of quality desired such as well as the proper quantity that needed to be specific purposes. The buyer also must be select the source of goods that he wants because it is a very important. Next is selling. So selling is an important characteristic of capitalistic economy and is a speculative production. The manufacture of goods before order for them or to receive. Manufacturer produce the things that they think the consumer will be want and then they try to sell them. For example, the manufacturers to produce their Christmas produce months before the holiday selling season opens. They hope that customer will take or will like or buying things that you have made. Selling can be divided into three types. Personal selling, advertise which has been called impersonal selling, and sales promotion which includes those activities that supplements personal selling and advertising. Number 3 is transportation. Goods must be transported important instance for place where they can produce the place wherein you consume. So transportation must be involved for form of goods must be taken from place where it's wanted to be or when they are wanted. Number four is storage. So storage is another essential market function. In lines of business, goods are produced in considerable conditions in advance, real-time sales, and also the frequently they must be stored in varying periods of manufacturers and also in the wholesaler and the retailer all rather it can be in stored goods for instance, hence all the performer business functions. So although many businesses or firms have the facilities for storing on their own goods and other lines. Number five is standardization. So the development and maintenance of its value in helping buyer and seller to transact business in intelligence and helpful manner. Maybe is a standard of quantity such as the weight, measure, and container and concise or standard quality which are concerned which is different goods and also the substance readability and serviceability. So number six is market finance. Handling of any economic good in capitalistic system call for a method of financing. If the goods are paid for immediately, the buyer must be provide the necessary fund, which is rather maybe either his own or those that has varied. If a payment is postponed, the retailer extend and credit for the buyer for the period of time, and those temporarily assumes the burden of financing the transaction. Number seven is market risk. So the act of own goods carries with it inescapable burden of assuming certain risks in connection with them. So when the goods are sold in credit and the receiver rather assumes the risk even though he no longer owns and goods because the buyer may not pay with his own. Number nine is market information. So if the businessman hope to achieve the success in their face through strong competition, that is the characteristic of many fields. He must be a market information upon the base of his decisions. So this information covers such topics of prices, the existence of market, the locations of market, and the consumer preference, the characteristic of demand, and also the condition and of supply. So in the foreign classification of assembling refer to the bridging in their own management of goods. They must be stored, graded, and also the current store of the distribution, and also the wholesaler who gather the product of the hundreds or thousand products for the reseller to the retailer perform the act of assembling. So next we proceed sorting and grading put together in one category. Goods which are the certain size, form, quality, or the other distinguished characteristic. Lumber is a graded egg are sorted. So there are many products coming from farming, fishing, and other genetic and extractive industry. Place and sale department in organization, manufacturing, mining, transportation, and other similar enterprises, and the activity of selling on the part our own major activities. So it is one of the two most important business functions. There are being the manufacturing or the production. Such it means that it should have the equal voice and determinations of all major policies related to the quality, the type of product and produce, and also the distributions of the term sales and other activities that can be influenced upon sales. And also, it can be ultimately success of the business depends on upon the ability of business to sell its product and services. The modern business society is the high competitive one of call from the exercises of a good salesmanship. So, selling success depend on a great deal of quality of the product and also the price, which can be good in a sold or a profit, but maybe the produce properly priced and we will consumer will be accepted because the faculty sales and the management and effective sellings goes to hand and also with the incentive of worth and being sold. Next is nature of the product. So the company should choose the type of organization best suited to the market of the product. So for instance, industrial or producer rather, goods are often to sold indirect to the consumer within the minimum of channels and of distributions. Therefore, they should have to inquire a smaller sales of organization to distribute the same volume. And maybe many types of business are goods and technical in characteristic. Next, we proceed to the customs and tradition. Custom and tradition is influential in determining the channel we used to be used in marketing product and also the particular channel suggests certain types of sales organization. So, a certain company break with the custom and select the channels they and the best and also it can be fit of organization the capacity of available sales or personnel. So for example, if a logical sales manager is differentiated in certain aspect of a job as a determining features sales possibilities, although he is an superior as a leader of the sales force of a separated sales and research for sales budgeting and division of may be established. Next is the size of the company. The size of the enterprises, its sales volume have been much to do with the organizations for sales force. So in the small enterprises, we have the no separate sales, research and advertising or promotional rather, and department, whereas our large enterprises have this department attached to the parent organizations and maybe also have a similar departments for respective operating divisions. And next is philosophy of the management. This factor may be likewise wise as influence of sales organizations and structures one. So the one company, for instance, maybe decline to believe in the high centralized control with all the major decisions in relations to credits and advertising and so forth. So confine the home of offices we hard one another to the company maybe to follow the practices and also the promoting of and sales and activities and also as well as a matter of convenience and physical supply. The company operating under the centralized systems direct all the sales from the headquarters. Next is essential function of selling effort. So market sales or making sales does not mean or merely and taking orders. It is means that locating more and more possible users to the product or the service, and also by selling may be divided in the three functions. First is find out what people want and need. Second is find people who want or need it, and third is getting orders from them. So all of these functions are concerned with the people as a potential customer, as a sales effort with the customers, and also the some authorized claim that every considerations of the business start with the customer, and also it is unnecessary to necessary them to find out what is the customer wants and also give it to him.